All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce. How are you doing today? It is Tuesday, tasty Tuneage Tuesday. We're mixing things up a little bit this week, like I said, because tomorrow is an anniversary in my musical journey. So today is more of a Wanderlust Wednesday, and I didn't even come up with a name for it today. It's a something Tuesday. You guys can come up with something for today. So what are we talking about today? All right, so we're going to talk about this singer, and we're going to talk about a specific album, but we got to talk about who she is. The name of the person, the singer, is Beth Hart. And again, we like to bring up artists that maybe you've never listened to or never heard of, or some of you out there maybe be big fans, and you're like, yes, give her due. So Beth Hart, born in the early 70s in LA, grew up playing the piano by the age of 10, went to school for music in LA as a cello player and a vocalist. By the time she was in 10th grade, she was singing in the downstairs of the comedy club on an open mic night, which was like 10th grade, right? It was called the Belly Room. And by the age of 15, she was playing in clubs in LA. She started a band in '93, and they had debatable about the order of their albums, but apparently they did have an album. But they did put out an album in '96 and it was called the Beth Hart Band, and it sold like 13,000 copies. They played Lollapalooza that year, and then they broke up. They weren't getting along. She did win the 1993 Star Search as a female vocalist. That didn't get her anywhere, apparently. Didn't get her a record deal, nothing. And so she put out her debut solo record in '99, which had a hit called LA Song. It went to number 1 in New Zealand and went to number 10 in the contemporary charts in the US. And she even played Janis Joplin off Broadway around that time. Then she puts out a live record in 2003, and it gets to number 1 in Denmark. She's one of these artists you could be like, I'm big in Denmark, I'm big in New Zealand, all these other things. But anyway, that record sold 2 million copies of a live album, crazy, double platinum. Then she put out another live album in 2005, which did really well, and she had a cover of A Whole Lot of Love on there from Led Zeppelin. She worked with Slash in 2010. She toured with Jeff Beck. She really became a blues artist. So that's what she's famous for. By 2011, she was collaborating with Joe Bonamassa, and they had a blues classic album that went to number 3 on the blues charts. She was nominated for a Grammy in 2013 as the best contemporary new female artist, and she's continued to just throw out albums that have done really well in other countries and in the United States. I mean, she has had like 6 number 1 blues albums across the way, and she continues this day to be really big. So Mark, why are you talking about her? This is the Rock Cave. It's not the Blue Cave, right? Well, first of all, we make room for all kinds of music here in the cave. No exceptions. Well, maybe a couple of exceptions, but we try to do that. But my point is, we're going back to that 1996 Immortal record, which we got as a promotion in the record store and just started playing it. We didn't know we were listening to a blues artist or a soon-to-be blues artist. We just thought we were listening to some really good rock and roll for the most part. So this album apparently did not sell very much. It was a staple in our house, in our apartment, when we were playing music. We would play this CD all the time. So it's a little bit of a surprise it didn't get a lot of attention. So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about 1996's Immortal. And we're talking songs. You gotta listen to these songs. You gotta check it out. Run, Spiders in My Bed, first 2 tracks, awesome. Isolation, Immortal, the title track, Am I the One? And I think that was a single. And maybe it was God Bless You. God Bless You was the single. But anyway, you got to hear these songs. You can kind of tell maybe there's some blues there, but especially the first 2 songs, you're just like, this is just some really just good rock and roll. So let me know. Do you guys know who Beth Hart is? Do you remember her? Do you listen to her? Is this your first time listening? Obviously, you have a lot of material you can go through if you want to hear her blues rock stuff. You have to, I mean, she's got, like something like 10 albums or something like that, easy. So you got some exploring to do. I'm going to concentrate on this album alone. We're going to play those 4 tracks or so, 4 or 5. Give her a listen, see what you think, and then do some digging if you're into it. Check out some more and see what you learn. But it's Beth Hart Band. Enjoy it today on Tuesday. We got big day coming up tomorrow. We got lots of good music coming down the pike. Stick with me. Have a great day, and as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.